Next, I needed to figure out what was I going to do with the front of the border. This was really critical because this is where I had the ability to play. Remember, my backdrop is the two wonderful ornamental grasses, which give me privacy and cushion in and give a wonderful sense of movement and consistency. What I do when I'm designing a garden, two things that are really critical, regardless of the garden. I limit my varieties and I use a lot of repetition. So even in a larger garden, I try to use masses of one color in a flowing kind of movement. Here it's different. I needed to use geometry. And so what I did was I limited myself to 4 specimens based on color, based on the shape, and based on the texture that they offer. First, I was able to find a magnificent pelargonium, Sidoides burgundy. It has these wonderful fluted shaped silver leaves draping over with tiny, delicate purple flowers that for me are blooming nonstop throughout the year. Next is the gazanzia, which I actually bought. I had never used it before, seen it for several years, and until I moved to a Mediterranean climate, didn't appreciate it. And I bought it for the leaves rather than the flower. It mimicked to me Artemisia pauwascastle, which I used back on the East Coast. The third silver leaf was lavandula, which you all know there are several cultivars. I don't know which one I got, but again, the silver leaves are throughout. I have the 3 specimens, the 3 different plants: pelargonium, gazanzia, and lavandula. And then finally, I added in, just for a little oomph, I fell in love with it, Carex prairie fire. And the fountain shape juxtaposition against the silver leaves of others in the front of the border, and of course the yellow-orange color throughout the season and into the winter, the straw color is just magnificent. So that's what this is about, guys. I hope you found it helpful. Again, for privacy, in the back, 1 tall grass, and I love the ones that are vertical and offer movement. Second layer for me was another grass that's a little more inconspicuous, but that will cushion it in, kind of act as a shield, but also has, on this one, it kind of spills over a bit, and then the front of the border, repetition of the plant material, repetition of the color, pulling it all together with one color, leaf color, and then different kinds of flow and textures. And I guess the bottom line for me always is just have fun and experiment. And if you don't get it right the first time, try again. I mean, geez, I've tried plants that I couldn't get to grow at least 5 times before I finally gave up. And sometimes after 3 times it worked. So just go ahead and have a great time. I hope this has been helpful to you, and go out and garden. Thanks for stopping by.